Hi, I'm Brian T. Shirley. I'm an actor and comedian, and I'm on Snackin Yakkin with the Snackinator himself, Big Ben Kennedy.
Comedian, actor, Brian T. Shirley. We getting to know each other before we started rolling. Our paths, they've been crossing for years, but we have never shared a stage. We have never shared a screen until now. We share this screen.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Friend. Yeah. And so basically, yes, Brian T. Shirley here in the Charleston area. He is was a comic for a long time, and then made the switch, kind of focused on acting a little bit more.
Yep.
He did have a radio show here on the internet radio. This is before podcasting like this.
Same thing. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
roughly. But it
Back in those days, it was the internet radio show.
Yep, it was an internet radio show, which once again, I used to guest on a radio show that was on the same network.
The Big Ugly.
At Big Ugly Radio. And then he had another show on there. What was your show called?
BTS radio show.
See, look, it's like our paths. I mean, we would have really passed each other in a parking lot.
Right.
Like, it's just so crazy that
If we were asteroids, we would have almost hit.
Yes, and we found out that he went to the church that my in-laws go to, that my wife and I got married in 21 years ago.
You did?
Yep, and I'm surprised it didn't burn down once I walked through those doors. But hey, it didn't, and we're here.
No lightning struck when I
No
was in
lightning
there.
struck, no nothing.
And I was a lector, and I was going, ooh.
So, like I said, our lives very, very, very adjacent in a lot of ways. But I'm so happy to be inviting you to my show. Thank you for your promotion of this prior to the episode. You're saying, I'm going this weekend to go hang out. A lot of guys don't do that. A lot of guests don't want to share the love, before or after. But you seem to get it.
I'm
you
so
seem
vain.
to understand it. Well, yeah. I mean, it promotes you too.
I probably think this show is about me. I'm so vain.
Yep, I bet you think it.
Yeah. So I just think it's important, no matter what you're doing. Why would you not promote? I mean, I don't get that.
Every ounce of promotion, cross promotion is still self promotion at one half of it, And in this show, cross promotion is I'm always going to kick the ball back to you.
Right.
It is you that makes this show a show, because I did not desire to speak to these cameras by myself. I had done this show in two other forms. One, I had a co-host who life got busy for him. He couldn't keep doing it. Ike Smalls.
Oh, yeah, Big Ike.
Dave Ugly's old co-host.
Yeah. Ike.
Life got busy for him and he couldn't do it anymore. And then I said, well, I'll just do me. And I was doing taste tests and I was doing all this stuff. And I was like, I can't stand this. So I was like, I want to do an interview style. I want to meet people. Right. I want to talk to people. So basically, without all of you, and you included, I would be doing nothing this weekend, because I'm not going to sit here by myself. You don't
want to do the solo thing.
No,
I didn't either. When I did BTS radio show, it was very much like this, except I would play either the B-sides of popular artists, but then I got away from that because, as I was telling you, this stuff's hard. People don't realize how hard doing something like this is. The research you got to do. So I started researching independent artists, and I took my show totally that way. For about 3 years, I was doing independent music, independent actors, independent comedians. Anybody that you had not heard of, I wanted to give them a voice. And I met so many people that I still know. I know the guy that played General Marshall in Oppenheimer because of that show.
That's awesome.
And I still talk to Will. His name's Will Roberts. I still talk to Will. I called him and congratulated him when I saw the trailer on TV. I said, "Oh, Will, hey, man, I know you're in the film. I just saw the trailer."
That's so cool.
It's amazing who you meet doing these things.
I did used to do comedy back in the day with a guy named Ian Gary. Last episode, we mentioned Ian. He was one of the guys from back in, we started out an open mic. I was hosting the open mic. He was brand new to it. Funny kid. He went out to L.A., hopes of making a comedian, did some work with the Groundlings and all that stuff, but got into acting. And we were just watching Top Gun Maverick, and he's in the group of people when they're going to Mach 10 in the beginning. He's also in a ton of commercials. I just saw him yesterday on a Hilton commercial. I was like, gosh, Ian's just everywhere, never stop.
Yeah.
I hope to get him on a remote. I don't know if he'll ever be over on this side of the country, but I would hope to get him on a remote. I love Ian to death. Always have, always will. And he, but it's neat when you see these people, but it's like, be engaging, be friendly, want to meet people. because that's the only way that you can go, hey, I know that guy. Like,
Yeah.
if you're just walled off, if you just sit there like by yourself and you're like, well, I'm the funniest comedian on this show and I don't really need to even talk to anybody else. Well, then
No, I
that's
think
it.
it's all about, it's the whole improv thing, saying yes. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
and.
Yes, and.
Yes, and.
And you know, as much as I'm kind of an introvert sometimes, and it's tough for me to say yes to some of these things, but I tell myself, I go, look, if you don't, then you're missing something,
Right.
or you're going to miss something, you know?
Yep. Well, there. We'll just say real quick. Hi, Boog. Hi, Bridget. These are my kids.
Yes.
That 19 and 9. She's going on 20. No, she thinks she is. Yeah. See, look at this little. You see this little performer?
She was the one that was playing with the other girl, the lady you had.
Yeah,
on,
Imee's daughter, Elvie.
Y'all were like instant friends.
I mean, gosh, she gave her piggyback rides in the hallway after we were done. I mean, they were instantly friends. You guys going over to Grandmom's house? Are you going home? Okay. I was going to say, if you see Grandmom, tell her that we're talking to Mr. Brian.
Oh
They
yeah,
used to go to
tell
the
her I said
church.
hello.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, all right, kiddos. We're going to get back to it, but thank you. Thank you for delivering breakfast to Mom. Love you guys. And that would be the reason why I stepped away from comedy for almost 15 years. Was one, to focus on a career, and two, I didn't want to miss the thing.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I don't blame
okay,
you.
so I guess but it's the yes and. That's where we were at. And improv always, I explained this to Julian, the kid back on episode 27. It's not good at improv. I don't know why. It really eludes me. I can riff with you. I can riff with any guest, and they think, man, you'd probably be good at it. But on that stage, I just can't. It doesn't click, and I don't know why.
Well, we did an improv group when I started at the Comedy Zone over 30 years ago.
Which one? Here?
Yeah, on Ramada. There was a Ramada on Montague Avenue that ain't there anymore. The hotel is gone. And
Completely
Tony
gone?
Kemp. Yeah.
I thought that was the Ramada was the Grand, the whatever they call it.
No.
No.
It was on
Montague.
the corner.
Oh, that's where we
of the-
stayed when we got married.
Yeah,
We stayed at that
remember
Ramada.
the frontage
Ramada.
road that
Yeah,
went
yeah,
there?
yeah.
That was where it was.
Yep, that was right. We got married, and we were in town. We were living in Baltimore at the time. We got married at the church over on,
Oh, so y'all went there?
and we stayed at the Ramada. We kind of just
Did you know
like,
there was a zone in there, or was there one at that time?
there wasn't at that time.
Okay.
No, because, there wasn't.
Oh, I bet it had moved already.
The zone was at,
Rock
it
and
wasn't
John's
at Henry's.
or
It was at,
Desperados or
was it TJ and Tommy's?
oh
Which used to be was later Andolini's over on Rivers.
yeah, and I
Boy,
think,
Tony, we are covering your chronology, my friend.
yeah, I don't know if I
But,
went to that one.
yeah,
Tony would know.
Basically,
that.
whenever I came into town, Tony was really good about giving me like kind of a guest set. I opened for Sean Jones 2 times, and he would always like throw me on. And then cut to years and years later, I was just like, hey, Tony, I don't know if you remember me. And I started listing all the places I had played for him and all that stuff. And he was like, sounds like you ring a bell. And I said, would you be interested in just giving me a guest set? I would love to get back on stage again and all that stuff. And he brought me up at Honky Tonk, and I'd opened for Janet Williams, Tennessee Tramp, and Jimmy Kimry was the open.
I'm working with Jimmy.
Okay, so I just did a guest set before Jimmy, and of course, what a great show to be a part of. The two of them are incredible.
Yeah.
Jimmy, hilarious. And so it was like, man, that couldn't have turned out better. And before I knew it, Tony came a calling, hey, can you do 20 minutes? Hey, can you do 25? Hey. And he just kept using me, and I got to work with Andy Forrester, who
I was about to say, didn't you just do that?
I did. And I worked with Andy Forrester at Honky Tonk, and then he graciously did the very first episode of this show for me, which is very nice of him. And then Jay Moore did the second one, and we had not worked together yet, and we just worked together.
That's the one.
Very recently, and it was so good to work with him. He is relentless. Like, his comedy is that relentless style that I totally dig. I can keep him going, but I can't. Man, he can like a gunslinger. He can
he's nonstop.
He can hit everything and everybody. He even told a guy, "All right, asshole, that's enough. Shut the fuck up," and went right over to. I mean, he is so quick and so good.
That's his ADH.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
He's good. He's
He asked for vodka and Red Bulls on his episode, and I thought I couldn't do it because I didn't know the rules about drinking in here, and my the guy Lisa's from said, don't get like drunk and destroy my place. He's like, but if you wanted to have
oh
drinks,
really? He could have.
he probably could. So when I have him on for the return of Roland J. Moore, I'm going to surprise him with a little vodka Red Bull,
And
because
the
also
guy,
the Red Bull will probably
go,
act as
wait a second,
Adderall.
who's drinking that? You go, Jay Moore. Just don't do the Red Bull.
Right?
He doesn't need the Red Bull.
Well,
Just
it
do
might
the
work like
vodka.
Adderall. It might calm him, might bring him
You
down a
think
little
so?
bit. No.
You think two opposites go?
Yeah. Well, I mean, right. Adderall's a stimulant. Red Bull's a stimulant. They'll cancel each other out. No, but anyway, so you did comedy in this area. I mean, we know the same people. You worked with
Still
Jay
do.
before. Right. And all right, so the zones, you said you started off with Tony here, and then what path did that follow? What way
Back
did
in
you go with that?
back in the 1900s, because that's when it was, 1990s. Back then you could actually get on the road a little bit as an MC or a host or whatever you want to call it.
Right. We
Believe
called
it.
it MC.
You couldn't make a living, but so I started branching out. I went to Greenville and MC'd Max comedy scene up there in Simpsonville, and then Comedy House Theater down in Savannah and Columbia, and I think the one in Augusta. So I started branching out a little bit. Stayed in the workshop. When you started in this workshop here, it was really cool because we built that core bunch of me and Dave Ugly, and Jay would come back whenever you go on the road, but we'd see Jake.
Right.
Sean Jones was there for a little bit. Sean Cornelius, he's up in New York now. Sean C. Later on, guys like Stan. And I'll leave people out, but there's a lot I don't remember. But so we had that core bunch, and some of us started kind of branching out. Dale Rhodes took me under his wing, and I went to Canada with him for a little bit, and then I was building my 30-minute set. That was like comedy boot camp when I went to Canada.
I've never been. I've never played the
I worked my
comedy clubs up there.
Dave Tribble and some of these other people. I worked across the country, met Daryl up in Washington State. He got in my car, and we did 3 weeks. We did 16 cities in 3 weeks between British Columbia and Alberta, and it was cool, but I just couldn't drink enough.
You tell yourself it's to stay warm.
With the Canadians,
you tell yourself it's to stay warm at first, and then you're like, no, it's a sport.
I remember, but it was funny because you go up there and I'm doing this, and I had some really rough. As a matter of fact, one of my worst shows in my career was up there.
Oh,
and
really?
Dale Rhodes will tell you, what was his worst show, and he'll say Prince Rupert. I mean, he'll just go, he'll because I interviewed him on the radio show once, and he did that. Well, which one Prince Rupert? Oh, yes. Okay. So when I came back to the workshop after doing that couple of months on the road or whatever it was, everybody looked at me and went, "What the hell have you been doing?" I said, "I've been getting on stage, in Canada, no less, and just facing the worst crowds in the audience in the world." And oh man, it built me up. I mean,
I tell a lot of people they want to do, Wits End, and they're battling to do Wits End, and that's fine. It is nice to have a established comedy club in the area, but it's like you really need a lot of different crowds from a lot of different areas. That's really where you're gonna you're gonna understand that your material can be played 5 ways.
Exactly.
Instead of just sticking to the script and burning through it and going, you know what, if they don't get me, that's fine. It's like, no. You can say the exact same words. You don't have to change a second of your material, but there are 5 ways to deliver it. And when you and that's what everybody says, man, you always do good in front of crowds. You have a great time, and man, Ben's just surefire. It's like, I'm saying the same thing. You give me a bunch of 20-year-olds, I'm going to go a little differently with how I say it. You give me a room full of 50-year-olds, I'm going to go a little differently. You give me a bar banger where half the drunks aren't paying attention, I'm going to say it a little bit more forcefully and faster, and I'm going to wake them up and get It's a way that you can do it, and that only comes from doing it. It is something that cannot be taught.
And you build material, and you build, like you said, you build different ways to do it, and you build different little punches and taglines and all this other shit in there too. Yeah. And this tagline you won't use with these people, but you'll use it with these people.
Oh yeah. You throw away,
and the set becomes different.
Yeah, you throw away little stuffs. I love that.
And now I write so much because I do a lot of one-man shows, corporate assisted living facilities.
That's cool.
VFWs. We're doing one. Jimmy Gallagher, Jimmy Kimmery. We're doing one at December 10th up in Calabash.
Nice.
No, it's a country club, Crow Creek. And, I walk into some of these things I'm getting so much different work now, though. It's amazing. It's not just
And I see your
the
little
regular
BTS show
stand-up.
on the road. You're walking
Right.
around and I mean, you do comedy.
Yeah.
You'll also do DJ work. You'll
Yep.
also do I mean, pretty much
Trivia.
you have made trivia nights. You've made being an entertainer your thing. Like that's what you try
Right.
and do as a living. And
Yeah.
you're just like, yeah, I have this, I have that. And most people, they try and like hide the other things. They try and put on, and you're like, no, I'm getting to do this block
Why
party
would I?
tonight. And then it's like, and then tomorrow I'm doing this. And
Yeah.
you do this little like diary on the road. And it's great to watch. It's a lot of fun.
I think if you try, I mean, I don't blame people if they try to hide it, but the thing is, folks, you don't understand all this stuff that he's talking about. I get gigs now that use just about all of those skills I've learned.
Correct.
I did this. This is something I never heard of. I did lawyer training in Chicago and New Orleans, and they flew. I mean, this was first class all the way. Once I
Lawyer
left,
training.
yeah. Once I left my apartment and got back, everything was paid for between the time I left and
Oh,
the time I
that's so
walked back
cool.
into the apartment, because they have cross-examination. It's a workshop for these lawyers,
Okay.
and it's 2 days. It's very intensive, and they wanted actors to do the witnesses, and I had to study the cases.
Okay.
But you had to have not just acting. This guy said, "Look, I don't want scripted actors anymore." He tried that. You got to have a strong improv background,
Right.
and I was up against 2 or 3 other people for this thing.
So just throwing them curveballs because
Exactly.
they
But you
begin,
got to stick. There are parameters
Right,
you
right,
have
right,
to
right.
stick to with that
Right.
case.
because they come to expect that, like, all right, well, know that they're going to go ahead and throw this curveball at you, but then they're like, wait a second, that's not working because, all right, in EMS, I'll bend it a little bit to what I do.
Sure.
We have a thing that we do when we're in school where it's scene size up, number of patients, additional resources, C-spine, mechanism of injury. We have these things that we do, and you can follow that cookbook all the way down. And in testing, you have to.
Right.
We are never going to do it that way in the field. Like
No, but
but-
it's hard to
right, but in
bring that into
you
the
have
workshop.
to. Now, if there was a way in these classes to do it dynamically like that, it would churn out a lot more hit the ground running,
right.
really competent medics. But unfortunately, we all know that the smartest person in class might kill your grandma. The C student might save the lives of 5 in front of you like a genius. Book smarts really just don't show, and
until you get
they
in that
try and do
situation.
that
Yeah.
dynamic thinking, but it's so easy to pass a class, or it's not easy to pass a class. But once again, like comedy, like using improv actors in trial situations, being able to like use tools that you just don't get to use is the way you sharpen your craft. I think in everything. And it's cool that they paid for everything. I'm so
Oh
jealous. 'cause
man,
I
I
love
was
that.
like, this can't be real. They paid me to prepare for it too, because
Oh.
that did take time. I had to sit every day and kind of look over I didn't have to learn them, so much. Excuse me, verbatim, but I needed to know them pretty good because we're doing now think about this. There's 8 lawyers. They each choose whichever cases they want to do. So some of them will choose the same case. So I'm
Gotcha.
doing the same person, but then they'd say, all right, this time you're doing it as this. So I had to change,
Oh.
and there's another actor. So I'm not doing it the same way they are, and I'm not doing it the same way I just did it. So
Got
we're
you.
changing characters this is 8 hours. And I felt so strong as an actor when I got out of these things. I was like, this is almost like a workshop for me at the same time.
You turned around and you said, I need Fred Wolf. I need Dick Wolf. I need NBC on the phone. I'm ready for Law and Order.
Right.
Get the fuck on with it. I bet you did. I bet you felt like
No,
I could do that show
Yeah.
with my eyes closed now.
I should have got management.
I mean, because
immediately,
really, to be, you watch the show, and I said, Fred Wolf. Who was Fred Wolf? Dick Wolf is that, but
he's
Fred,
Dick Wolf's the executive
right? But
producer.
Fred Wolf is somebody too, and I've got it really confused. Look that up for me, Jamie.
There's a lot of wolves. Get on that, Jamie.
See, her
Anyway,
name is Carrie, but Joe Rogan has an assistant named Jamie who always looks up the
okay.
shit. So we're always doing that. But gosh, she's gonna tell me something terrible too. It's like actually, it's a pornographic actor from gay porn or something.
boy, that's
Yeah, it's gonna be real weird. I'm gonna edit that out. He directed Joe Dirt too. There's no way I came up with that name from that. I've seen that movie once. I'd seen those movies once a piece, and I instantly
That
regretted
tells you
it.
how much, when you're looking at stuff, words matter, When
Yeah.
you can see those names, they stick with you sometimes.
Well, no, but the Law and Order thing, I imagine that's got to be the easiest thing because, like, they have you on the stand, and unless you're like the person, when they bring you up as a witness, you have one line. They move that show along with like one line. They'll go
Those
to
are
somebody's
tough
work.
sometimes.
They'll go to somebody's work, and they're sitting there loading boxes, and they're like, "What do you know about December 15th?" And they're like, "I don't know nothing about December 15th." And then they're like, "About so and so," and he's like, "Look, let me tell you something. I only met the girl once." And they're like, "Really?" Boom, on to the next scene. And it's like,
But
we built
I'm
all
telling you,
this
man,
exposition off of one line.
That's what they call a day player. I've been a day player, in smaller things, and sometimes those are the toughest ones.
Yeah.
Ask an actor.
Yeah.
Because number one, you're walking onto the set and everybody else knows everybody. All the actors know each other.
Yeah,
already.
that's true.
They've already built all this rapport with each other and and the director, that's the most important thing. They've built
Right.
their relationships there, and you're Mr. Joe Schmo from the left field that comes out, down to the turnbuckle or whatever, and
Right.
you got 4 lines, yes, I saw him yesterday. Cut. No, you didn't. You're happy about it. Oh, yes, I saw him yesterday.
As a
You're not
matter
that
of
happy.
fact, right
so you
before
got
he
one
lost his
line.
limb, I saw him.
Yeah, you got one line, or one whatever. But did you have time to examine the whole episode?
No,
And
probably
the
right.
context of what you're
Right.
doing, does it fit in? So it
Yeah.
seems like, oh, it's just one line. But I tell you what's even harder is I've done these crime reenactment shows. Like I've done American Detective,
Oh,
Fatal
cool.
Attraction, For My Man, and those seem like it would be easy. And sometimes they are. They're pretty, but you're basically just, all right, pick up the phone. All right, she just told you that she ain't going to talk to you. So because the sound's down.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if somebody's talking to you.
They
You're
don't-
just doing these. Pick up the phone. All right, now look to your partner. All right, now All right,
Tell you what, let's get into our snack really
Yeah, let's
fast
do
before
this thing.
we find ourselves 45 minutes in the episode. They're like, they won't even touch the food. Because the snacking part of Snackin and Yakkin
That's important.
is important.
It comes before yakking, but we were yakking before we
Now,
were
I always
snacking.
do like to let the guest kind of, tell me about themselves, get it all cooking, and then we'll get into the
Damn,
snacks.
you got the big bag. He got the family size.
That's right.
You must have did your research on.
I
me.
knew you were a taller guy. Look at that. See how I wiggled out of that one? Except I have ripped this bag to crap.
That's
But
right.
I got these beautiful
These are like tiki bowls or
wooden
something.
bowls. They were handcrafted from, I'm just
Thank
joking.
you.
I think we got them from like home decor
That's
or
fresh.
like, oh yeah. We just bought them. So, but it was funny because you like apologized. You were like, I know this seems really basic and really
I know.
simple.
I was like, what
Please
do I?
enjoy
Oh, thank
yourself.
you.
He said, I'm thinking about like cheddar goldfish in Arizona. And I'm like, well, yeah, that is. And also you were really thinking of my wallet because, you chose like what was in essence like a $4 bag of crackers and a 99-cent can of tea. And most people, I say whatever your favorite is. Honestly.
Well, you're
do
on
not-
YouTube, not Netflix.
Well, that's true. But some people have gotten real tricky with me. I love it. Michael Clayton made fun because he asked for wings, boneless wings on stuff. And he goes, I think you're really, really opening up a can of worms there because somebody's going to go, I really love snacking on escargot. Somebody's going to take advantage of me. But I don't know that that's going to be the case. I think people are pretty cool. But this is probably cheers, sir. In the scheme of things, it is the cheapest snack I've gotten away with so
Is
far,
it?
courtity of you.
That's
Yeah.
how you know I'm
it
a
is.
comedian and an actor. Free food, baby.
So good.
You know how comedians are. Oh, and can I get food with that? Yes. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
serious. There's contracts where I go, if food's being served, I want food. And if you ask anybody that's done a show with me that I produced, if I can get us food, if I can get us drinks too, I'll do that. But I get at least food.
We keep talking about, I've had a couple of comics on here. We talked about a room you played in Edisto, which I'll throw your name over
Oh,
to.
I love that stuff. Yeah.
a little dockside bar, and there's a guy. I will chuck your name over to him, immediately following this.
Okay.
But we have been treated so well. I came there. I was like, the first night they did it, it was a food and beverage appreciation night, and those guys were drunk and loving to laugh, and I went harder than I've gone in a long time. It felt like old Ben. It was really fun.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Because newer Ben, older Ben, I don't cuss as much. I kind of keep it cool. I like clean comedy now. I love the challenge of it. But that night I was like, nobody's recording this. Let's just go fun, man. Let's just go off. And I did, and we had a blast. Well, he had the little dock outside behind the place.
Is this right on the corner where?
No, this is down. If you go down the main drag, you shoot off to the right, like that little inlet part that goes down towards the water.
Right.
And it's this beautiful little dockside bar, and inside real cramped, real quaint.
Yep.
But they sent us out to the back. They had sandwiches.
Pizza thing right there. There's a pizza.
Maybe a couple doors, maybe door down or something like that.
Yeah.
They set us up with sandwiches, chips, drinks. A girl they knew who made like homemade like not Rice Krispie treats, but like Cinnamon Toast Crunch treats and dipped pretzels. She had her stuff there with the business card. I want to get you on the show, sweetie. I'm reaching out to you. Please reach back. But yeah, she made all these treats, and I'm just like, you know what? Like these guys, and here's the thing. We all can't stop talking about it. Regardless of how the show, anybody felt they individually.
That was the show. Oh, the food was amazing.
Right. Whether how anybody felt like they individually did. I know I did a great job, but even if you were kind of conflicted, like, yeah, they were fun. I felt like I did okay. We can't stop talking about how well they treated us. And that's the thing. If you create an event for even us, it's the best commercial in the world, because like going there is an event for the people who get to see it, but going there is an event for us because it's like, I love playing this place. It's one of the best. They treat us the best, and like that's the thing. So yeah, if you can get food, automatically everybody is going to go. You ever played Shirley's gig? You ever play? My God, man, it's so good. They have these chicken fingers there, and it just like we start talking about that. It's how rare it happens.
And I try to get, at least average, if not above average, pay for folks when they work for me, because I just know how it is. It's I haven't worked the clubs a lot in the last 5-6 years or so. I mean, I still do the Savannah Comedy Review almost every year. And
nice.
Some other clubs here and there, but maybe some one-nighters. But I do so much corporate and country club and stuff like that. I got to do there's some things that I haven't let loose on social media yet that I saved for this.
Nice.
One of them is I'm going to be doing a show in Aiken. See, I don't have a lot of public shows. This is a political rally.
Really?
For somebody running for office.
Nice.
With, and I don't know, maybe I'll get in trouble for this, but we'll see. I don't think so. She's pretty cool. Bob Smiley. I don't know if you've heard of him, but that's the comedian I'm working with. He's out of Texas.
Okay.
And totally clean.
Excellent.
And she wants me to kind of, she's like, I don't, you got to be clean, but I don't want, I said, okay. So I'm going to ride the edge a little bit.
Yeah, like sometimes they're worried about it coming off as too pandering or wanting to be family friendly for a purpose. They're like, be a little edgy. Let the public see that, like, maybe I'm not like a stick in the mud. Yeah, it's a tightrope walk to walk.
It is. And it's people are drinking and stuff. So but so I'm doing that in January. And then the other one, I don't know if I can say. Anyway, there's a big special event that I'm doing here in Charleston in January.
Very cool.
So those are the things.
Nancy Mason's birthday party? No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I'm going to be a stripper. So it's going to be very short. Your wife thinks that's funnier than it should be.
Not your part. I think it was the Nancy Mason mention. She's just like, Jesus.
No, she laughed more than the stripper part. That's all. I do a joke like that on stage. I say, I usually don't do material on shows like this. But I will. I say, I did a nude scene for a short film. And the reason I did it was I wanted to see what my dad would say. I like shocking my dad, which is hard, because he's sitting there with his bourbon and water. And I go, hey, Dad, guess what? I'm doing a nude scene. He went, oh, really? Must be a small part. I said, well, it is a short film. So
I did one, not full frontal, but rear. I showed my naked ass on a movie. And the reason why I did it, like, didn't even call for it.
Yeah.
I was to get kicked out of bed.
You just got naked.
I just walked onto the
What's
set.
he doing?
Why is he stripping? So it was a movie about the porn industry. It was called The Money Shot, and it is available on Amazon.
So that's where your IMDb credit is.
One of them, yeah. And it's available on Amazon Prime, and I think a few other places. And yeah, I'm 20, 22, something like that. And yes, there is an ass in it, and I don't mind mentioning it now because it's way better looking than it is now. So enjoy that butt.
Yeah,
it really wasn't a great butt. It was like a line that separated my legs. Very flat.
I think we're getting some more material now.
So basically, the reason why they were like, well, you get kicked out of the bed and then just storm off the set, and they didn't really require that. And I was like, well, can I just do bare ass? Just storm off the set. I said, I'll just cover the front with like a blanket or like a pillow or something, and I'll just walk off. And they were like, you would? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, all right. Because here's the thing. It's an independent film. On this film are some very pretty girls. Gabriella Pinto, Sabrina Subsi, like these very beautiful little actresses.
Right.
And it's a thing about porn. And it says adult language, adult situations, brief nudity. And I thought, let these guys get on this movie and go, brief nudity? Awesome. And then womp womp, I'm it.
Yeah.
My fat, dimply, flat ass.
Yeah. That's
the brief nudity. And I thought, God, that is like the best joke of the whole film. And they agreed. But what I wasn't prepared for was they showed it at Gardell's Supper Club, which is Johnny Alonso's family spot. He's an actor out of Baltimore that I knew.
Uh-huh.
And then he showed it at another place in College Park, Maryland. And so I was like, oh, this is cool. We're going to these like public things. I get to see how the public receives the movie. Then I start getting about the 30-minute mark. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, my naked ass is going to be on this giant screen in this restaurant or this bar, right? And time and time again, the crowd just cheered. And it was like,
oh, really?
Okay. They were like, nice. And I sat there like this, and I went, and then they all laughed, and I was just like, wow. Like, I mean, I'm getting blushing right now thinking about it. It was like weird because you do it and you're like, yeah, you're imagining home video, or like, you don't think about like the general public is seeing your ass, you know?
Oh, right. Yeah. No,
you don't think about that. You're doing the joke. It's like in your mind, you're like, I have a specific audience that I'm trying to prank with this. And they're like, wait a second, everybody's going to see it. And my son's friends found it. He said, yeah, they found the movie.
Gosh.
And they're like, and they go, oh my gosh, what a dirty movie. And they were like, and then they laughed at you. I'm like, well, thank God for years. Cause I mean, 25 years later, it's like, okay, that was young Ben. I wouldn't do that now. I would totally do that now, depending on the money.
I mean, I did. I actually did.
You showed ass?
No, I showed everything because, well, what it was, and you really couldn't see because it was a horror movie. That's the other part I do. I did a nude scene. It was a horror movie, and that gets a laugh. So, it was a short film. It really was.
People running and screaming.
Yeah. And I played a cult member, and I had like a headset on or something like deer antlers or whatever. They made this weird headset for me, and we sat around a fire. And
was that like Christmas? Like
no,
but you've done like
this thing went nowhere. I don't even know.
I saw clips of you. Didn't you do like some kind of Christmassy thing?
Yeah, but that was something.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce the name of this movie.
This horror movie?
Yeah, because the guy, I said, how do you say that? And he goes, I don't know. I just made it up. I was like, Okabaga or something. I was like, how do you say that? So, I mean, it's on my IMDb, but I don't.
Cool.
I have no idea where this movie, or I think it was at one point. I don't know where this movie's at now. But I had a heart attack, and I had
oh my goodness,
quadruple bypass.
Wow.
Well, that's the last time you saw my chest without a scar.
Oh, so
on
now you're all proud of yourself. You're like, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, there's my bare chest without the scar.
Oh, look at that beautiful bare chest.
Mm-hmm. And I don't, it may have been a year later when it happened. But, yeah, I got paid and did my little thing. And that was it. But, you do these things. You're like, okay, I want some experience on a set. I didn't really have lines or anything. But, I thought, well, I'm getting paid. I'm a professional actor.
Yeah.
But the short films and independent stuff are where you really get your start as an actor.
Yeah.
And I did SCAD movies. I've done about 7 of those. Do you know what that is?
That is, I know it's not scale. What is it?
Savannah College of Art
Oh,
and
no
Design.
shit. I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's they have a great school down there. So that's another thing. And if there's actors out there, or people that are wanting to get some screen time, those are great because these students, man, I'm telling you, one of the films I'm in is called The Senator, and I played Strom Thurmond. I played a middle-aged Strom Thurmond. You're getting old when you play a
Right, you
middle-aged
play
Strom
middle-aged Strom.
So
Jesus.
from the 50s when he had the affair with his maid
African
or
American
whatever.
black mistress.
and
Yeah.
So that movie.
And then wound up being incredibly racist down the line. And it's like,
Right.
do you not remember that?
Well, the thing about it was I did that, and the damn thing went to the Southeast Emmys, the college, and won.
Wow.
And of course, that's the thing about some directors, don't get mad at me, but some of them, there's no communication. I had to find all this stuff out somehow.
Yeah, I've had
And
that.
the guy's sitting there with a poster this big with my head on it, with my face on it, and I don't know the stuff's going on. And I'm like,
Right.
I was a little bit miffed about that. But and then fast forward, I did another one. It's out right now. If you go on YouTube, it's called Doorway, or if you go to my YouTube channel, it's on there.
Absolutely.
Thing.
Have you know they do collaboratorship on that now, right? So they do
Yeah,
collaborate.
yeah.
So if I collaborate with you, then
Sure.
when this episode drops, it will be on both channels, and it'll say Snackin Yakkin and Brian, or whatever your channel's called.
Oh, that'd be fine.
Yeah. I've not been able to do that just yet
If it
because
doesn't,
nobody's.
I'll put it on there myself. Because
But that's what I'm saying is-
I can add it to a playlist.
And I think it'll add you. That episode will be mine, and it'll
Yeah.
share to yours, and then it'll share. Oh man, we should do that. That'll be my very first chance of doing
If it
that.
don't happen, I'll make it happen.
Merry Christmas to us. This is actually the episode that comes out before Christmas. Hence my
Oh,
my
that's
Mike
the
Tyson.
thing.
Yeah.
So I did another one called Doorway, and that one went to Southeast Emmys and won a couple of,
Wow.
they're not Emmys; they're in the college section.
Yeah.
But this goes back to meeting people and what you never know. So this thing Doorway, I play a dad, and there's 2 versions of my son. One's grown, and the other one's about 5 years old or so. Well, the kid playing the 5-year-old version, he did a little bit of the scene the first day, and he was supposed to go to the beach and do a scene with his grown-up version
Oh, okay.
the next day. Well, he couldn't. He had to fly to New Mexico to do his scenes for Oppenheimer because he was Oppenheimer's son. I mean, you get that. It's like, sorry, I got to go. His mom had to grab him, and they had to fly to. So I got 2 tie-ins to Oppenheimer because of
That's
just
really
knowing
cool.
people,
That's
and
so cool.
working and all these other things.
So in 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, you're doing really good.
6 Degrees of Kevin.
That's what you didn't remember that game?
No,
Yeah.
no.
They say that you can
yeah.
connect any movie
I
to
thought
Kevin
it was
Bacon.
7 degrees of separation, but
No,
it's
6 Degrees of Separation was the movie, and then they did
Oh,
6 Degrees
okay.
of Kevin Bacon, and they say any movie, name a movie, and in
it's-
6 actors you can connect it to Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, no, I play that game with myself. I do.
Yeah.
I go
So,
on if I work.
You're
with
basically
people,
like 2 degrees to Oppenheimer at all times.
Right. I go on if I work with an actor. I go on and look them up on IMDb, and I'll follow them or go watch some of their films. Just
Very
to
cool.
see who you're working with. I think it's really neat. I found a lot of real cool movies that way that I
Yeah,
don't
but also
normally
being
wouldn't
a
watch.
fan of others. Like, I'm a fan of all of you. I mean, and I'll be a fan of you. I do know, like I said, the Christmas one. You also did some commercials as George Sink, which
Yeah, I'm
lawyer-
a rapper. Did you know that?
Right, I saw it. I saw it, and
Okay.
and then Sean Jones is playing an
Oh,
actual
he's doing
fake lawyer.
Yeah, he's
You know?
doing good, man. I
So,
saw that. I was
yeah.
like,
But
good
like I said,
job,
I'm a
Sean.
fan of all of you. I mean, some I keep up with really, really, like I keep up with Ian because we've known each other for a very long time. But like you, I this isn't even something I did like my homework before you were going to come on the show. I have just been connected and I've been following you. We've been friends on social media or whatever, and I've just seen your stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I
Thank
mean,
you.
I'm Ben Kennedy on the other side of things, but like the Snackin Yakkin, that profile just kind of became at like, June when the show premiered. But like everything else I've been doing, I think we've been linked up, through
Right.
probably through Keith D, through something
Yeah.
in the past, So
I think we lift each other up.
you
know
have
what I mean?
to. That's exactly what I was talking about in the beginning, like cross promotion or looking after each other. It's so beneficial to yourself. You just have no idea. A lot of people, are like, well, why do I want to boost them up? It's like, you just never know, because that person is going to get into a situation. I was friends with this guy named Howard G in Baltimore, and he did a lot of local commercials. He did a lot of stuff. He was on the radio and all. He called me one day out of the blue, and he was like, hey, the West Wing is filming in town, in Baltimore. And he's like, I auditioned for it, but they're looking for a stand-in for John Goodman. And I said, holy crap.
Oh, wow.
He's like, you look just like him, from afar. He's like, and basically they just need you to like walk into like government buildings. They're just the outside, the exteriors.
Yeah. Body double, basically. Yeah.
And I didn't get it, but that's how it is. I mean, he thought of me immediately.
Exactly.
They were like, yeah, we're looking for a stand-in for John Goodman. They're like, I know a guy who's almost like the exact like height and built at that time. He's like, he's younger, but from afar, he could pass. And they were just like, and I'd have to sit there in the chair, and they would get my hair to mock his and do all the stuff. But I was like purely excited. I got in touch with the casting director that he was working with and all. And she was like, we just got it filled. But then it wound up auditioning for National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets. I wound up getting with Pat Moran and with another lady. So it turned into more of the stuff that I wound up getting.
That's how it
the
works.
extra on replacements. And I got, but it all came from this guy just like going, hey, you kind of look like, and I mean, well, what if I would have just said, when he was like, yeah, I'm an actor. I'm like, all right, well, good luck with that, asshole. Like, then you just lose out on anything that could come from it.
And my buddy Ron Frazier, who I've done a lot of stuff with, was John Goodman's body double and stand-in on Gemstones. And he was then he was an extra, or a featured extra, really, because he was at the dinner table.
Oh, cool.
Too. I mean, he for 3 seasons.
Man, that's so cool.
Last season he moved, unfortunately, but you never know who is going to say what to seeing your profile, to seeing work that you've done. You don't know who's looking. There's stuff going on online. You get a certain amount of likes, but you don't know who's not liking, just because they don't. There's people that don't necessarily like all the stuff they see.
Right. And thank you for going through and liking all my stuff on Instagram. It was like, I was like, man, Brian found my profile.
Guess I'm going to take a nap now.
It was really cool, though. I was totally,
that's so awesome. I just
awesome.
knocked the shit out.
No, it was really cool. And I'm glad you do like it, because you came in talking about it. I really like that one clip with, and so it wasn't just like you were just doing it. You were just like, no, I was watching. I was looking through all of it.
You got to look at it too a little bit. But there are people that see your stuff, but they don't necessarily respond or whatever. Which I'm not. It's not good or bad. I mean, it's better if they respond. But my point is that there's people that have come up and said to me, I like this thing or that thing, and I'm going, I've never seen them like or share, or whatever, and it doesn't get me mad. It's just like, in my head, I'm going, there's people out there looking that I don't know. You know what I mean?
Might have been stalking his shit. I forgot right. I think he's being passive, a little passive towards me. I'm joking.
I wish he had bigger ticks. But there are people that, you're going, so you don't know. You don't know what producer, what showrunner, whatever is watching.
Just don't give up. Don't give up. And I started really like evaluating my stuff, and I was looking, I'm like, you're episode 31. And I'm like, I've been the same person from the beginning to now.
Yeah.
Because I'm really genuinely being me time and time again. So it's like, you know what? If anybody finds me, they're like, who is this guy? Like, I like him. Who is he? And they go back all the way to episode 1. They're going to be like, well, that's him, and so that's what I think is putting out the consistent product, but being yourself and just saying, you know what? Somebody's going to find me, or maybe nobody finds me. Maybe this is just a body of work that my children can watch when they're older.
If nothing else, I am so glad I did the BTS on the road from years ago, because it hit me about a month or so back where I was watching one and I went, man, I'm so glad I kept these.
Yes.
I didn't realize it, but I was like, because somebody asked me,
what a vlog,
when did you do such and such? And I was like, oh, I think I did a BTS on. So I looked it up and went, oh, it was whatever year. But that's the other reason I think I'm glad that I diversified into acting and voiceover and all these other things. Because, if I was still just doing comedy and banging those walls and nothing was happening,
Mhm.
I'd have another heart attack. I'd be so pissed. But at least when I'm doing that, it's like, okay, I'm going to put that at the side because it's really pissing me off right now. I'm going to concentrate on this because something's going on over here right now.
Yep.
Let me go here, and screw that for a little bit.
I was trying to get into comedy back like I used to, and trying to push into comedy clubs that I used to play, and I wasn't getting any responses. And I'm like, well, maybe they don't remember me, or maybe they never really liked me. And I just told Carrie and told my family, I was like, I think I'm just going to put all my energy into my show.
Right.
Take all that energy and just put it into this because I have a feeling this is going to be the thing that pays me back, tenfold one day. And then all of a sudden, gigs just start showing up, because I totally took my focus right off of it. And then everything, hey, what are you doing this day? What are you doing that day? And then I was like, wow, I had enough comedy gigs one month to pay my lease, to pay my rent on this place just from comedy. And this has not turned a profit, but it's okay because it's a labor of love. I did the math.
Right.
And I was like, every restaurant you open, every food truck you start, everything you do in this town, you have to be invested for 2 years before the ink will turn black. If you're not prepared to lose your ass in 2 years,
right,
then don't start. So I did the math of how much it would cost to rent this place for 2 years, how much would it cost to rent the Adobe suite, to pay for the Adobe suite monthly. I did all the math. And I said, if somebody told me, hey, in 2 years, you could be rather famous on the internet and making a good money and all that stuff, but it's going to cost you this right now. You're going to write a check. I'd write that check in a minute.
Yeah.
So it's like, but this, I get to pay it out over 24 months.
Well, the other thing is you're learning too.
That's something somebody said too. The swings at the plate and the reps you get in, it only just keeps getting better and better and better,
You're miles ahead of some of the other girls I've seen. You've got to put in that work because you can write that blank check, but you're not going to have the experience.
Correct. And so but that's what you're saying for you is, you just when you think maybe I'm ready to cash in, instead you get to fucking split your blackjack
Right.
hand, put that over there and play this side. And that's really nice. You get to stay at the table a lot longer because you're playing multiple
sanity.
hands. Yeah.
The other day I had nothing coming either way. And, I got a voiceover, for this little bitty project. It's a animation. You ever seen these stop motion animation things on YouTube where they take little figurines? They'll take superhero figurines and make a movie out of it.
Yeah.
So I got one of those and I'm playing Groot.
Nice.
And, but I've learned to do my research. So this one's no pay, but they said, we'll give you IMDb credit. And I was like, let me go check this stuff out. And I saw one that had not same company, but somebody had done the same thing. They did a superhero thing, Marvel. They can't make money off these things.
Right.
It's a fan film. They can't. So I looked at 5.1 million views. And you know what I thought to myself? I thought, I am Groot.
Right, exactly.
I went back and went, yes, I'll do it. Give me the lines.
I mean, why not? The exposure. And plus, the guy that you're going to, act alongside who voices Rocket, he's from Oppenheimer.
That's number 3,
That's
folks.
number 3. One day they're going to make an Oppenheimer 2, still Oppen, and you're going to be a part of it.
No, I looked at I sent him the voiceovers, and the next day, it was either 24 hours or maybe 48 at the most. He already had me on IMDb on their thing. He goes, oh, I love the voice. You're on IMDb. So I went on there and looked, and there was a girl on there that I've, just kind of like us, been friends with. Never met her.
Right.
She's in another state. She's an actress and does all this Halloween stuff. She does all these scary characters.
Cool.
And I was like, that's Jessica Felice, man. I've been following her for years. We're in the same, thing. And then there was another girl that had been in Dream Warriors 4. So one of the Nightmare on Elm Street.
Dream Warriors was 4.
That's it.
Yeah.
She was in that.
Oh, it's
and
so
she's
cool.
She's doing voiceover in this same thing.
No
That's why I like
way.
going on there and studying.
I could totally find her too. I totally know who you're talking about.
Night.
That's so awesome. Yeah, I remember her very much. She
That just goes to show you though, just because people have been in big things or whatever, especially actors, because you get a role, man. Think about it. Let's say you're on a show for one season. That's only maybe 4 weeks or
Right.
8 weeks or
Right.
whatever. Yeah, you did great, but shit, what? That's over. Your character's written off or whatever. That's not going to pay for your whole year of living.
Oh, sorry. Nightmare on Elm Street 4 was the Dream Master.
That's
I
it.
apologize. I apologize.
Dream Warriors was something else.
Tuesday Night.
That's it. Tuesday
Yep,
night.
I
That's her.
loved her. Yep. She played Kristen Parker in that one.
And
Kristen
if you
Parker.
look on our IMDb, you'll see the thing.
Excellent. I'll look at it right now.
It's called it's an Avengers. It's in the section being filmed or whatever.
Yeah. But Tuesday Night took over as the role of
It's funny
Kristen.
that you knew her.
And Kristen was originated by Patricia Arquette in part
Oh,
3.
really?
And then when they did part 4, they swapped her out because Patricia Arquette became Patricia Arquette. And so I don't believe she was coming back to another Freddy movie.
I got you.
But I think she was doing
Same
Bridge Over the
character,
River
different-
Kwai or something.
Right.
She had moved on to like some really serious, like Academy nominated.
Same character, different actor.
Exactly.
That's
Tuesday
always
night.
weird when they do that.
All right, so let's see Tuesday night's IMDb. Let's do this. Hi, Tuesday. If you want to come on the show,
Oh, yeah. there
we'll
you
do a
go.
remote or come to Charleston. It's not bad. You can get some shrimp and grits and
He'll fly in.
sit in the most.
His wife's starting to kill me.
Maybe. But sit in the most comfiest chair in podcast land, man. Everybody talks about that chair.
These are comfortable.
I'm telling you, I bought them on Amazon. I think Amazon.
You
Yeah,
get your
somewhere.
little snacking and yakking.
There you go.
See, you got the scan on the back. There you go.
Yeah, it was. I think I got them either from Wayfair or Amazon. But anyway,
They're nice.
thank you very much. So IMDb. No, I don't want to do the app. I just want to look her up. So let's go ahead. And this is going to happen instantaneously. It's going to seem like I'm the quickest thumb in the freaking world.
editing.
Yeah. So okay. So you were talking about.
Called superhero. It says stop motion thing.
Okay.
You want me to look at it?
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
It's on it's in the section to be filmed or whatever.
Yeah.
Got now this Secret Invasion. There it is.
Oh.
Aven-
You have the picture on your thing.
Yeah,
I just
that's
saw it. Okay.
Avengers Declassified Secret.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw the Secret Invasion. Okay.
They look exactly like the actors too. The little puppets.
Yeah.
And this company that's doing them, I saw something they did like 7 or 8 years ago, and compared to what this one is, they've come miles. Because this one, the mouths move and everything. The other one, it was like,
Oh, got you. Yeah.
This one they actually, they
That's
figured out how
very
to
cool.
do that.
Yeah, they figured out how to animate mouths.
And
so what's your big stay the course? Like, you seem like you're getting back into the comedy more so though.
No, it hasn't. What is going on is I'm just taking what I get right now as far as comedy goes. I'm like, I was banging on the door, but now it's like I got to get management and I got to get agents.
Yeah.
I have an agency in Florida, but they just send, as an actor, they just send me, roles and I submit, say, all right, submit me for that. But I don't have a, dedicated agent or a dedicated, because this is an agency.
Got you.
I don't have a dedicated agent or dedicated management. And I've looked at a couple of recently that I've been talking to. We'll see what happens. Comedy wise, I want to get back on the cruise ships. And
oh man, I've never played a cruise ship. I've never been on a cruise ship yet.
Oh, well, I just like to do them because it's good money. And,
Yeah.
It would be nice to get one a month or whatever. And then, that's probably all I'd do. I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
it's not going to
spend
be
your
my
time
career.
at sea, right?
Yeah. So I want to stay with that. I want to stay doing the things I'm doing. I'm doing so many unusual gigs, like the lawyer thing.
Yeah.
I've been a fake speaker. I've been a fake employee. This is all in the last 3-4 years. So all this stuff I've been doing for 25, 30 years is starting to I'm starting to get gigs that take all my skills and kind of meld them into that part.
That's what we're
And
talking
that's
about, right?
That's what I want.
Here, who knows?
Right.
Take it all, bring it all together.
Yeah.
I take this out on the road and do Snackin Yakkin live.
I think that'd be great.
Do some
in front
comedy.
of a crowd. Yeah.
Do some comedy. Do a little conversation podcast, but also get somebody to sponsor it to where I can throw snacks out. Everybody in the crowd, we're all eating the same thing, and Sitting here having a
Well,
laugh
it'd be
together.
like a panel.
That's what
Like
I
they
mean.
go and do their set, and then they come sit on the panel.
Yeah, that's right.
You know?
Create like Carson live.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
you
just
getting no kickbacks for that idea. Man. I'm just saying. No, yeah,
that's the story of my career.
but here's the thing: I make sure for your idea, you're on the very first episode, very first live.
All right.
Yeah, so
I'll
you do
take
the BTS on the road, coming to the
that's true.
stage,
I could
or coming to the theater.
and
then,
what do you
yeah,
call
we-
bookend?
Oh my God, we'll do the whole thing.
I'll open it up with then we'll boom,
so
and then I'll do
good,
the
so
closing.
good. But that's the. But to get back to like what you were saying, we joke around about things like that, but in the longevity's sake, everything will come together if you're just open
there are
to
a
the
lot of full
experiences.
circle things
Yeah.
that happen sometimes, and it's kind of scary. You're
I'm
like,
glad it's working
whoa.
for you. I'm glad you're getting to use. I'm
Yeah.
glad you.
The juggler, one-handed juggler.
I was so
over
afraid I was going to rack myself in the nuts trying to do that, though. So I'm so glad
there. I was
that
afraid
didn't
it's going
happen.
to turn into a porno.
He's really
All
going
of a
at it.
All of a sudden, just kind of melded into.
I mean, because you know in that movie they didn't call for nudity, and boom,
Yeah.
Ben's wild like that. He's a
Hey,
wild
you
card.
know what happens when Ben goes with the moment, there, folks.
But no, as you were saying, is getting a chance to use all your skills and everything. That to bring it back around to what we were saying about comedy and everything. If you don't do it, you don't sharpen those tools.
Yeah.
I mean, and the whole bag of tools, bag of tools, bag of tricks, the whole thing. It's just explaining that there's no such thing as like a waste of time if you just glean some little thing from it.
No, I love music.
Really?
I love music. So when I started doing trivia, you ask questions, then you play music in between.
Mm-hmm.
That's their time. You go,
To
I'll
answer,
play
yeah.
2 songs and you have them up before the end of the second song. When I went, and I still do, I do it every Monday and Tuesday, unless I get a gig. They know I'm gone. I don't play all the shit you've been listening to all day on the radio.
Right.
In other words, I will play some of the top, whatever, but I play the B-sides. Right? And this is trivia, So I got used to doing that. But then I went to a guy named Lee Edwards, and he trained me to do DJ. Now, I'm not like a spin guy, and all this crap, but I do weddings, private events. I did Bark in the Park recently.
Okay.
On Daniel Island, public events like that. So I do that too. And, I count that as entertainment. I'm like, that's why I call myself an all-around entertainer now, because that feeds my stomach.
Yeah, exactly.
It pays my bills.
Exactly.
And I'm not doing, when I get up in the morning, I don't drive anywhere unless I'm doing a gig. I don't go to a day job. My day job is getting on the computer and either figuring out how I'm going to get to the next gig or getting the next gig. That's all.
That's so cool. I
And
mean, you're on Gig
took a
Masters
while
too,
to
right?
get
You're on
that.
Gig
I'm
Masters.
on Gig Salad.
Gig Salad.
The
That's right.
Bash, I'm on that too.
Okay.
And that's the other thing a lot of folks don't understand, man. You spend a lot of money. I'm paying for Gig Salad, The Bash, Upwork. I'm still on there a little bit. Backstage, Actors Access.
Right.
There's 5 right there that I can name off the top of my head. That's about $1,000 a year, or I forgot how
Wow.
much it is.
Right. But I mean, it's an investment in
And
yourself.
that's the ones I can remember off the top of my head, because there's a couple of other that I'm with too. But yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah.
That's where I get all my work. Where not all of it, but a good bit of it comes from that right there.
That's so cool.
You know?
I wouldn't know how to leverage those into finding guests for this. And most
you
podcast guest like services that help you find like some matching services, they're not like comedians and actors.
I
They're
never
not,
used it.
Yeah, they're not what I'm trying to do. I'm definitely a culture, because now I'm branching out into food and beverage here in the area. I've got some food and coffee shops, and I got a local gym that's going to come in and talk about their
really?
place. Yeah, so I'm branching out
that's
into more than
awesome.
just this.
That's why that is great, the Snackin and Yakkin moniker, because you don't have to stick to a certain
Correct.
thing.
Yeah, I didn't name a
doesn't
genre.
matter.
I didn't say like, crunching over comedy, or something. Like I didn't do something silly like
now
that.
it's gone though. You just said it. Somebody's going to do it now.
Oh no, trademarked. I could trademark it just by even thinking it. That doesn't sound like somebody then you're not very political. So
crunching and over comedy.
crunching over comedy, like munching over music. I didn't pigeonhole myself,
That's what's beautiful about that. It's
No.
real easy to remember, and yeah, you can.
And I embrace the
anybody.
Charleston thing too. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm very conflicted sometimes about living down here. sometimes I feel like a foreign exchange student even these 17 years later. But then I started saying, maybe diving out into the culture here, maybe meeting the restaurateurs, the chefs, the distillers, the brewmasters, the pitmasters, maybe meeting these people will make me understand that like the things that I loved about back home exist here too. They're just not as I'm just not as plugged in, and so maybe if I plug myself in, then then I'll be happy here.
I don't know if the lobsters are as big here.
The crabs aren't. The
Oh, they
crabs.
aren't?
Oh, well, I mean, blue crab down here, Chesapeake Bay blue crab is a wonder.
Now
A
he's
wonder.
being a snotty ass.
I am a snob about it. I'm sorry. Very few things. Very few things. I had a crab cake here when I first moved here at a place that is closed down. Now, is it the reason they're closed down? Maybe.
Was it a gas station?
No, it was West Ashland Crab Shack. They're gone.
I can tell. I'm not going to say why.
Right, West Ashland Crab Shack, and they
Yeah.
said a Maryland style crab cake, and I said, "Oh, let's do that." It was a Maryland style crab cake in the sense that a tuna salad sandwich is a crab cake.
Mm.
I was like, "This, I'm ready to throw it across the room," and I was like, "Don't do it though," but I want to, but don't do it. I was very offended.
Well,
But
Charleston's known for food, so that's a great place
somebody
to start.
somebody has to come up with something here. I know there's a food truck in town that's doing Maryland crab cakes, and I believe they are Marylanders.
Oh, no, but I'm just saying, you're in a place, if you're going to do something like this and you're going to start with restaurants, that's a great thing because Charleston is known.
That was a
food.
market I really wanted to find a piece of, and hopefully, the much as they all know each other. I did interview Annie O from the vegan cafe up the street,
Okay.
and that was such a good episode. I mean, she's a very sweet person, inspirational. I got to eat vegan cookies, and they were
Mhm.
amazing. And
Uh-oh.
look, I still caught it, guys. I'm just amazing. I'm amazing
Yeah,
when
but
it comes
he's still in that area down there.
right when
You
it comes
saw that.
to man. See, that's what it is,
But,
honey.
you know-
Honey, no women. I'm that quick to bat stuff and catch stuff. No women are grabbing this.
Yeah.
None.
Uh,
Look, you see, you're like, I don't know if I want to even.
I'm not going there. But you got areas like Shem Creek and stuff like
Yes,
that,
yes.
are just giants here, because they've been here so long and they're established, and I'm sure some of those folks would love to come on.
Just in time, like I said, as much as everybody pays attention to each other, I'll get them on and then them on, and they'll say, "Oh, that person who runs that coffee shop. They went on this show. I'd love to go on the show because pretty
Crab
soon."
House is right there.
Well, it was.
It was. Is
West
that
Ashland
gone?
Crab Shack is gone.
No, the house.
Oh, the house.
Down right by the creek, over the
Oh,
bridge.
yeah. The one that
James
had the
Island.
upside down sign for the longest time, right there by the bridge on James Island, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Is it?
Yeah. So they had the
that
sign
place,
upside
you can't
down.
Get parking there sometimes. It's
Yep. So like I said, I'm reach out to people, but also my hope is that within 2 years from the tenacity and the longevity, that this show just books itself. That I have
Right.
a pool of people to just schedule, and then I'm like, I'm booked out for the next 2 months. Everybody, it would
Watch,
be
I go in there
wonderful.
tomorrow, and it's like, well, we've canceled the show.
Right. Tenacity.
What
and
happened
then
to
all
my
this-
episode?
But I've explained this. I don't know if I explained this to on the show yet. Maybe I have. I repeat myself a lot, I guess. But I mean, what do you do? Is the one thing that I've noticed is I made myself get this. So like originally I was doing the show in my garage.
Well, I mean, this is amazing.
When you're able to go out to your garage, you can
Yeah.
also just go to your living room couch instead. You're just like, I don't feel like recording today. So it's
This
it's
makes
easy to
you-
quit.
yeah.
This makes me, I'm like, this penny pincher guy here who runs my family's finances, like, I'm not paying this a month and not using it. 1. 2,
Yeah.
I'm not wasting an hour and so of your time. And then you tell all your friends, or you put it on social media, can't wait to see the episode. And then I go, by the way, I quit and the episode's never coming out. So now I'm like, kind
You
of
haven't seen my career lately, have you?
beholden to not letting you down.
Uh-huh.
So it's this people pleasing, not wasting money that is just going to propel this thing into like, I literally feel like I just want to stop, but I can't because I just don't, but it is also, it is the little motivator that's in the background. But then every single time I sit with people like you, and then I get to revisit the episode in a few weeks when I'm editing it, I never regret the experience. So it's kind of
Awesome.
like on a Friday after a week of work and doing all the stuff to get the last episode out, I'm like, And then I go, well, I got this episode tomorrow. And then I sit here and I meet an interesting person. We jaw back and forth. We laugh. We drop goldfish in our crotch and we
Yep.
talk about Oppenheimer a lot.
They
And
talk
then
about your nude ass.
that's it. You know, we talk about your full frontal scarless torso. And then
Kazi's.
thank you. I reached out to Andy Forrester and talked about Kazi's Comedy Club. And I said, hey, man, I don't know if this is poor form, you know, but if they have the ability to ask you to bring a headliner or if you, an opener, or if you can recommend somebody, could you? And Keith D had gotten in touch with him. They had done a show here.
Uh-huh.
And Keith D had asked him the same thing. And he's like, I'm going to bring Keith in. He said, but the next time. And I said, okay. Then I saw Lorraine reached out to you very recently and said, when would you like to come back?
Yeah, that was 3 months ago.
Yeah, to Kazi's. And I was just like,
oh yeah, if she'll let me,
love-
I'll bring you.
I
but I
love
mean, I
that
haven't
club.
heard. Here, and I haven't heard. Anything.
I miss that club a lot. I played that club once or twice a year back when I lived in Maryland, but it was only 3 hours down the, maybe like 2.5 hours down the way.
It's about a 6 or 7 hour drive from here.
From here, yeah. So,
which ain't, I mean,
but it was also an excuse to see my best friend because my best friend AJ used to live in Virginia Beach. He was military police on the Navy base there, Norfolk and all, and he lived in Bob Beach. And so I turned around and I would go play Newport News and I would go stay with his family and hang out. And it was a wonderful time. Now,
yeah,
he's
I love
moved
that
on.
room. It's a great
He's moved
room.
on to the West Coast, so I wouldn't have any reason to see him.
Oh, I'd love to have you.
Oh,
If she'll let me.
well, fine. I'll get some clips to you and make sure. You might be like, I'd love to have you. And then also, what have I done? What have I done? His comedy is so horrible.
No, I'll just
And
tell,
why
I'll just
is
say-
he nude? Oh my God, what have I done?
I'll just go look. Just tell him to do 10 minutes.
No, I really did. My picture was up there for a long time. People, years after I played there, were like, man, I saw your picture up on the wall. And I'm like, yeah. But I think they've since, of course, taken it down. I haven't been there forever.
I think it's been over 10 years since I've been there, to be honest. Been a while. But I want to go. I mean, I love doing the clubs. But, at a certain point, you just get to where, hey, if they want me, I'll come back.
Who was
but
my girl who had the condo we used to stay at?
You talking about Christine up in Myrtle Beach?
No, at Kazi's.
Oh, the dark-haired lady that did all the
Yeah.
shooters?
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I don't
I
remember her
think
name.
she either has moved on or somebody might have told me she passed away.
Yeah, well, she was older the last,
Yeah.
she was in her
Yeah, but we used to stay at her
early
condo.
60s, I think.
And I'm telling you, man, they could party into the
Oh, my
wee
God.
hours. Gosh.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah,
we would get done at the club and you still weren't done.
And
You go
yeah,
to her
no,
house
you-
until 2:30,
you
3
walk
o'clock
in and
the morning.
everybody's sitting there at that long table. And you're
Uh-huh.
like, oh, I'm not going to sleep tonight,
No, it was so fun though. It
Oh,
was
it was.
one of my favorite clubs to play.
But
So
that's right.
Lorraine-
I forgot about her. She used to do all the Jello or
Uh-huh.
whatever.
Yep. So at the end of every episode, I always ask you on the what to expect email and everything. I say, hey, but I was like, please consider, bringing something for my set. And you showed me what you brought me, but I want to tell you this. Let
Well,
me
you
take
don't
a
drink coffee?
No. I do. I don't really drink coffee, but let me tell you. Let me take a picture of this for the social media. This
You want
damn
me to hold
face
it?
has been staring at me the entire time. Right? Hold on. Right here. The entire time.
Oh, really?
Right? So every
Well,
time I
how?
look at you,
Oh,
no, but I'm saying from my angle, right here, it's been staring at me. So I took a picture so I could show everybody that, and you'll get to see that when the episode drops.
oh, cool.
But now he's going to show you the mug that he brought to put on my set, and you get to see what face has been pointed towards me the entire time.
That's the mug.
So I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to you, and I'm trying not to be distracted. I'm like, God, that is so funny. I cannot wait to see this.
I didn't even. So that's yours?
And it's
Called The Mark.
okay.
You want me to tell you a story behind it?
Tell me.
So I did a short film for a app called the Verb Game, and I don't think anything's happened with the app, but this was like a year or so ago, and it was a contest. The guy that was developing this app, pretty smart, was using short films as the marketing behind it, because what the app did was it would give you the character, the setting, and something else. It'd give you like 3 parameters, and you had to do a short 5-minute film,
Okay.
and that was the whole purpose of the app. It
Okay.
was for
Okay. Okay.
actors and
Got you.
whatever. So in marketing that, he had picked some people to do a film, and there were 3 of us, 4 of us, and we all had to write a film. He gives you those though. He goes, mine was futuristic building, assassin or something like
Got you.
no, gunslinger,
Okay.
and some other thing. I forgot what science fiction or something. And it gave those, and I had to make that movie with those parameters. And I'm just sitting there, and I told Ron, the guy I was telling you about, that was Goldman
Yes.
stand-in. I
Yeah.
said, Ron, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna write, man. He goes, yeah, that's pretty. I told him. He goes, what are you gonna do? 5 minutes, which might sound like 5 minutes. Folks, go write a minute film right now, or 2 minutes, 5 minutes. So, and you got a month, to do it.
Right.
And
you've got to make it work as
you got those parameters.
right. It's got to work in those parameters. It's got to work as a story.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you
it's
can't
got a
just
complete story. and
Yeah.
everything. So that's it. It's called The Mark.
The
I
Mark.
play an assassin, and I'm on my,
Look at that
I've got,
face, man.
I got one
So
more,
serious.
one more mark, one more guy to kill, and then I'm retiring. That's my whole
I
thing.
like that. I
but
like that.
I become the mark. I'm thinking I'm getting out of the game, then all of a sudden I become the mark. So now I've got to find out who has marked me, get rid of them, and get rid of the assassin that they're paying to get rid of me.
In 5 minutes.
Yeah. Wow. And so I did. And you can watch it. It's on my YouTube channel.
Please
and
do.
It's on
Now your YouTube, do you have like a handle at it? Like how we are now do ads
BTS
now
Charleston.
at BTS Charleston?
Yeah.
Okay.
BTS Charleston.
BTS Charleston. And I'll link up his social media at the beginning of the
Right.
episode, and right now it'll be
Or
on the screen.
If you want to watch it on your Roku device, it's on IBL Network. That's a lady that you could have on this show here. She's out of Charleston.
Done.
Her name's Loretta. Inspiration by Loretta. She's really good at supporting local filmmakers and actors. So she has a lot of independent films from this area.
Done.
So I'm on there, and then Spark TV, which is on, and that's 2K. I mean, yeah, Spark 2Ks. Spark TV is on
like
your
Yakkin.
internet,
2Ks.
right? It's on your internet devices, your phone and anything. You watch that on YouTube, Spark TV, or Inspiration by Loretta Network.
That
but
is
you've
so
got
cool.
the coffee cup now. I've
Yeah,
got T-shirts.
and I
too.
want it to be seen. So do me a favor, put it right there in front of that Duran CD. No offense, Sarah. I'll find a better place for your thing.
Okay.
Oh, bring it out a little bit, because Roland J. Moore's got a name tag back there that I've got to. Yeah. I want that face. I want that face on screen a lot. I think that'd be so funny.
I have T-shirts like that, right? That I sell. And sometimes I wear them. And
yeah,
I was wearing
you won't have
them-
one in my size, but if you do, I would wear one on an episode.
I was wearing one somewhere, and I was doing trivia. And I was wearing it at trivia, and this girl, a lot of hot girls at trivia sometimes.
Nice.
And this girl goes,
who would thought, man? Hot and smart? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
there you go. That's a -1.
No, my wife, very, very, very hot and smart, yes.
You better keep those fish. Yeah. So this girl goes, oh, I love that shirt. Who is that? And I was like, well, that depends.
Who's asking?
But I said it's me. And they were like,
Oh,
the other girls laughed.
Name. That depends. What's the phone number of who's asking?
Right,
There
exactly.
you go. Get a little tricky. Get a little slick with it.
Yeah.
No. But thank you, man, for hanging out with me.
Oh no, thanks for having me.
No, we'll do this. We'll do this, man. Seriously. Fuck yeah. What a fun time. And you didn't disappoint at all. Like nobody does, but like you didn't. I didn't really know you personally. And we just started talking, man. It's like, how did I not? It just feels like
there's
we've known
stuff
the
we
same
didn't even
people
talk about too.
Right, we're just sitting here just talking, and we could
there's
still
so
do
much
this.
more that I because I do plan for these things mentally. I thought, well, I need to do this and that, but and especially with both of our careers just kind of going like this.
Yep.
There's so much we have yet to cover.
Well,
really.
then we must do this again very soon.
Yeah.
These
Next
episodes.
time I know that I'm gonna have seltzers, hard seltzers.
Okay.
Because now we know.
But the thing is we did this episode, and this will take us. This is the week of Christmas, and then we'll get into the new year. So then New year, I think about episode 50, I'll start bringing on previous guests.
Oh, okay.
I feel like enough time has passed between that I think that
you don't want people back real soon.
Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is the way I film these, we'll be back sitting in these chairs in about 4 months, 5 months, and it'll be
or look for our show live.
That's true too. If that happens sooner, then it happens sooner. Why not? Everything I can do 2 episodes. I can make us a Friday episode instead of the Monday episode. I can double up on a week.
Right.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, if it's a cross promotion, if it's fun like that, then let's do it.
And we can have a before preview of the stand up and then after what happened stand up. What do you call it? A gameplay of the show.
I find a way to do light pen on it. Now, if you look right here, I stared at that person in the front row 3 seconds too long.
You can see where I missed the punchline.
And that's where I missed my punchline. But to my defense, that dress was cut incredibly low. I can't go any further with that. I think we should end on that. Cheers to you, sir.
Cheers
Brian,
to you.
Everybody, this was Brian T. Shirley. Like I said, find him on social media. Find him on IMDb. Find him on so many places. There's so much to find about this guy, and he has so many irons in the fire. Or he has single irons in many different fires. However you want to do that analogy, right. He's doing it, and he's doing it well. So please find this man, check out his stuff, and then also come back and see me next week, where maybe the guest will be as interesting as Brian. I don't know. This has been one that set the bar up a little higher. No, thank you, bud. I really appreciate you, and thanks for snacking and yakking with us. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching another episode of Snackin Yakkin. If you haven't done so, like, subscribe, and follow. Also, hit up the social media. And don't forget about the Patreon, just $5 a month. And we'll see you back here next week to do some more Snackin and Yakkin.